to the game, everybody. There we go. I think that's on. Let's do this. Oh man, this game.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Hold on. Let's make sure, check things coming through. Give me a second. Let's make sure, check things. Okay. Yeah, it's good. What's up, Mindy? There we go. Ah, man, I'm glad I got this game. This game I've been wanting for a while.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Oh, that's too bad. Chinese, probably? Well, I'm doing something. It's sort of, I would say, it's sort of like a mystery. It's not a horror game. I think it's sort of like a mystery.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
I think it's sort of like a mystery game.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's
It's got
funeral.
a story, pretty much. I know, right?
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
I wonder what it did unlock.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
True. Okay, see ya, Bendy.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Ever now. Let's see. Deer. Hello. This nice deer. Let's pause it so I can look at that.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
That's sad.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Sad. It's a dope ass house, though.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
I think that's dope. Man, glad. This house is dope.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Strange. Something's missing, apparently.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Nope. Just that door I go into, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I won't, because I've seen some gameplay of this. I played for a while myself, but run around.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
Yeah, I know. I should probably go this way, because I know this way. Yeah, Why? Giant pottery mix. It's dope.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
It didn't.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I already knew that I entered through here.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Oh yeah, the truth. Everything's easier when you're young. The freezer good? No. Oh, and then the freezer.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Well, frick, this game's gonna get dark, I guess.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
That's a lot of olive oil. Not really olive oil, but...
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Eddie, Edith, Lewis. Lewis! This ain't no Raz 7. Lewis Finch. Aww. Heh, he had a prosperous life. I guess. Look at all these cookbooks. Ooh, that's fancy. That does. Chinese food.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Chinese food.
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Apple pie recipe. Let's see. 6 cups sliced peeled apples. Doesn't look like a bad apple recipe.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Well, that's true.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Nice place.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
How does a smile have too much teeth? That's my familiar question. Hey. A lot of books.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Huh. Just. So, where's the kitchen? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the kitchen. So I want to check something out. So, can I go? This way? Where's this way lead out to? Okay, so it leads out here. Never mind. Let's start here.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Beautiful music box.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
That's good. Never give up hope. That's a good thing to have.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Interesting. And it's really shut off where you don't want people accessing, I guess. Can take it upstairs. No, we can't. Sure. Hey, I looked everything downstairs. It was like one
After
person
Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Well, that's one way to get around your parents. I thought, Ty. What's these people?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Oh, that's sad. Hello, one viewer. This one's my favorite. No. This is the space
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Huh. Which one's my favorite? Ah, this one's my favorite. Space one.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Oh, it's sad. Let's hear. Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Oh, no. I don't Gregory live for a year? Bloody hell. First time in 10 years old. Ooh, collecting bugs, I see. That's cool.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Huh. Barbara. What's a lot of alcohol? Just alcohol littered everywhere. Barbara. Ooh,
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oh, it's too bad.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
You look like a great man.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Just try here. I think I locked it.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Yep.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Hey.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
That's too bad.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Gerbil cage. Find that funny gerbil cage. Can I look back out at the people? No, no. Can't. Oh, well. read a story, shall we?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
Terrible Mom.
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Yay, devil food, yummy. Should I sneak out?
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Yeah, fine. Ignoring little Mom. Let me out here.
I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating.
Ooh, you are hungry, little girl. I don't know how you can eat that. That would make me barf. Well, birdie, I
Then
hear.
I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
I'm a kitty cat.
I was a cat.
Meow. I'm a kitty cat. Wow.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Meow. Meow.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
How dare they? How dare they? I should get you, bird. Come here, birdie.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was squeak. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Where are they? Where are you, Master Poos?
Rabbits.
Rabbits.
through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Gotcha.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Yummy, I'm a shark now. I'm a shark, apparently. Where's my ocean? Find my ocean! Find my ocean!
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
Yes.
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Dun, 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 dun. Where are you? Aha.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Where are you, Seal? Whee, I can dive. This game's so weird, but I love it. I see you skin.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Yummy. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Ah, you think you would escape me? I should eat you for breakfast. Well, there you are. Where the hell did you go? Above me? Where did you go? Just trying to... I think I see him. There you are. Yummy.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What am I now? What? I'm octopi. Nice.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, and I moved real quiet.
It's like chicken. It's like chicken.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Oh no.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Smell. Could it be a hamburger? No, I'm just showing you. Hamburger. Oh crap, this is bringing out my worst nightmares. Someone slithering around my fucking toilet.
I got closer and closer.
Oh no, I'm gonna eat myself, aren't I? I'll jump right.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Okay, yes you will, yes. That's a nice little journal.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
So she died by that, okay?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
That's too bad.
Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
That's cool.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Those things missing. Ooh.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Look at everybody. Let's get pregnant.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, She could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
That's cool.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh crap,
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What? To relax, I guess. My favorite room is right here. Whee!
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Oh, yeah. Sad news.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Alright, this one.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did.
This one's sad.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day mighty fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Is this like a desk area? Yeah, I guess it's sort of like desk area.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
I want to get back in here. Go to the main lobby. Do our story here in a second, guys. We'll go to sort of the main lobby area. Main lobby area.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Wonder. Ooh, I know. Just thing I know. Thing I know. Like so.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. our convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So
no.
Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Hold on.
Reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Well, I got right for the Halloween theme.
She thought of scratch and imagined the worst.
Oh no. There's a weapon, no, I must with me. Can't. Fucking.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Oh no.
Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah!
Oh
Okay,
no.
I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Time to figure out what's going on. Stairs are... Which way? I think it's...
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yeah, this way.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Oh no. Molly's right, yeah. I'm getting to keep out.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Let's go save him, my little bro.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Time to get him. He's not gonna be there.
The bookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ding dong. Oh no, ding dong.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh no.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Nice. Well, that was a nice story. That's a story, I guess. It's just one to be remembered.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Yeah, surprised. Surprised. I never did. Time to go downstairs, shall we? It's bolted. What laundry detergent? Tide Pods. Aha, there was Tide Pods. No, I'm just joking with you. It's still the stupidest thing ever. Huh, the bug's not there anymore.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Is there a way to turn the brightness on this? Ah, there it is. Oh. If that does anything. Yeah, it does something. You can see somewhere in the dark, at least.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
It's the bomb shelter, right?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Bomb shelter, right, yeah. I want some Avanos.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
I'm riding my peach again, I guess.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Peaches again.
And then one day, everything just stopped.
Stop.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Such things right all the time. Such friends, bro.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. You look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
I bet you does, Miss Finch.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Probably.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
What's that?
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, you're pregnant. Nah, bro, I already knew that. Because I just stopped being play this game. And plus I can tell she had lived tummy mom.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Nothing quite like being outside. Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
Hold still while I take a picture.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see. Maybe. What was it? Could have been. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive... Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don, just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Beautiful stars. Oh god, not the baby, just death. His death was quite sad, actually. Agreed. He even lived.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Frankie came alive! No way! Frankie came alive! Where you going, Frankie?
Over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Let's go get the Frankie.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Let's go get the Frankie show. Oh, Frankie!
So, what his world was like.
Frankie!
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. Sure made him happy. silly it sounds. But I worry about a baby being too happy. But I can feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I don't want to kill him. It's enough already.
About the
Enough.
word song. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Oh my god, I'm afraid.
About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Dorbs, baby.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Wait, that's true.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
4, 6. Huh, I have 6.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Fuck you! Like, fuck you.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Stop, Adam. Hold on. Hold on, guys, give me a second. There you go, I'm back, guys. We destroyed the tent.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone.
I was at my party, Adam, and I'll talk to you about it.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
What's up?
Hey, stinker.
Hello.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
What's up?
Hey, stinker.
So, what's up?
So, when did you get that game?
Today?
Nice. That game is fun.
Yeah.
I knew you would like it.
Well, I was gonna get Shadows of Colossus, but I decided to get 7 Days to Die. This game,
Oh, we
Zelda.
can play 7 Days to Die now.
Yeah,
And Skylar can play with us.
I got Skyrim and Res 7.
Nice.
Time to look at stars. Why won't you let me? Guess I'm going this way.
Hey, how long are you going to be streaming that game?
I don't know, maybe. Why, you want to play 7 Days a Day or something?
Oh, no. I was just wondering.
I don't know, I may quit here, maybe. I'm joking, I'm not gonna quit here. No, I maybe, I don't know. Depends how long I want to continue.
Alright.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Why are you asking?
I was just curious if you were going to be streaming for a long time or not.
Probably gonna complete this game.
In this stream?
Yeah, I only have like 6 more people to go over through their deaths.
You know, that's 6 more people is like another 2 or 3 hours.
She met my dad, Sanjay.
Took me an hour and a half to get through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. It took me an hour and a half to get through 9. I'm pretty sure I can complete.
It is a short game compared to most, but it's definitely full of story.
I know. Bendy
Did
dropped
you do the
by.
Did you do the one that you go to the fish factory?
No, I haven't done that one yet.
Oh God, when you do that one, that's gonna be fun. Enjoy it.
I just did the baby one and the other one.
I hated that one. That one was so sad.
Yeah, my least favorite one was the spaceman one with the swing.
The horror one. That one's awesome.
No, the swing.
Oh, have you ever thought of doing that before? Trying to do a loop-de-loop?
Oh, I've done it, but it's just sad that he just died like that. That sucked to die like that.
Yeah.
Who are you with?
Let's get going.
I'll
chat with you in a bit.
Who are you with?
What's up, Jack?
Did that answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
Jack! Why did you not talk to me? I don't know why. Like, I really want to be your friend, dude.
Alright, Jack. I have to get back playing some zombies.
Like, seriously.
Okay, you play zombies then.
I'll chat with you later. If you're still streaming, I'll join back.
Okay. So, now what do I need to do? Okay, there you go. Sorry for the cut out, everybody.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
That's sad.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis. Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Marijuana! Seems cool. I would love to have this room, man. What do you feel like?
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sailed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Guys, I think I'm gonna stop it here. I just feel like I'm done. So I'm gonna stop it here, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy your Super Bowl and yada yada. I think I am done, so I'm gonna Okay. Bye, everybody.